Come join me on another island tour where we're going to go to the south side of the island today in an area called French Cay. Welcome to the French Cay neighborhood of Roatan, Honduras. We are on the south side of the island, kind of mid-island, just past French Harbour and just to the east of Mahogany Bay, which is a large cruise ship port here in Roatan. And this is one of the most, I'd say, popular with the cruise ships. There's a lot to do in this little neighborhood. And you can see it's absolutely beautiful. And I didn't do any filters or any color modifications to this video at all. This is all exactly, just from the drone. Everything looks so beautiful, so blue. I didn't actually have to touch any of it. So you can tell this is a pretty large community just past French Harbour. So we call it East End. It's technically kind of middle of the island if you are not from Roatan. And this is, there's two little cays here. There's three, but we're going to really show two. And then the third one farther away from us is actually a resort, which is one of the largest resorts in Roatan and one of the most longest standing as well, called Fantasy Island, which we will see the beach in just a minute. But I cannot get over how beautiful this reef is. So we were hanging out today at Brady's Cay, which is what you're looking at right there with the white buildings. On the other side, that is called Big French Cay. And then if we keep going, it's called Little French Cay. And we're just going to kind of bypass talking a lot about those. We wish everybody well, especially the animals. But for the sake of argument, we're just going to talk about the neighborhood and the beautiful reef around the area. So if you are a diver, you are a snorkeler, you are a kayaker, you're just someone that likes the ocean, this is an area that you definitely want to stop by. It's very good for, a wide range of individuals. You get kind of ferried over to this little island. You have 3 different locations that you can go to. It fits in well with cruise ship schedules. And also in this neighborhood, there's the iguana farm, there's monkeys, there's macaws, there's sloths. There are, so many things for day trip type activities. So this is one of the most popular spots. And it's just, really close proximity if you are pit stopping in Mahogany Bay, which is where most of the cruise ships do go. There is one cruise ship port in Cox and Hole, but most of them now go to Mahogany Bay. But this is absolutely breathtaking. I took my kids here so they could play on the inflatables, which you can play with. You can come over to French Cay, or you can go over to West Bay if you're looking for those type of activities. But you can tell there's lots of just water lounging activities. We took hydro bikes the other week, which was so much fun. Me and about 4 other women, we were just kind of trotting around on these, really simple to ride and very stable, which was nice because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But we drove all the way around to Fantasy Island, which you can see is kind of right in front of us. Is that bay with the beach is right in front of us, which is a private resort. So we just went over there and then came back and drove all around the 3 keys of French Cay, which was a lot of fun. And we were driving right over the reef. You can tell over to the right hand side, that is our reef right there, which is a protected area. It is beautiful to snorkel or dive. There were several dive boats this morning. When I was taking the drone footage, there was about 3 dive boats, which is actually not that crowded compared to the West End or West Bay. It's just lined with dive boats. Here, it's a lot less crowded. So I think the reef is really nice and it's not as touched as often, which is really nice. And so now what we are seeing on the screen, this is actually Little French Cay, and we're going to go pan over to Big French Cay and then back to Brady's Cay over here. So this is, it's absolutely breathtaking. The coral is so it's healthy. Waters are really hot right now. My dive computer says it's between 88 and 89 degrees Fahrenheit. About 15 years ago when I first came, the water temperatures range from 78 degrees to 82, depending on what season. And right now would be the time that the water's starting to get cooler, so it'd be right around 80. But I've never seen the water so warm. It's almost hot in some places. When we were in the bay just the other day, it was almost uncomfortably warm sometimes. So hopefully we're going to get some nice rain. It is the start of rainy season, so hopefully we'll get some rain. It'll cool off the water, so we won't have all of that coral bleaching, which is what we're seeing kind of all over the world. But again, I digress. I'm a big scuba diver, and so I always like, checking on the health of our beautiful reef because, look at this. It doesn't get much better than that. And this neighborhood is just so much fun to hang out in. This is where we live over in the west side of the island. So we come over to the east side for day trips or kind of our little mini vacations from, living on an island, which is exquisite. But I just could not believe these colors with the drone. It was beautiful. There was not much wind, so I was able to just see, you can see so far down. And there is no filter. I didn't do any filter on this. So if you are visiting Roatan or you live in Roatan and you haven't been to this area, because it is more of a tourist destination, I would say, versus more of a local destination. What's really nice, we always check the cruise ship schedules, and we go on days where there's not lots of cruises. So it was myself and I think 2 other parties on the Cay. While we were there, we were able to use the kayak, swim, and bounce on the bouncy castles. So we had so much fun, and you can tell it's not crowded. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit, I don't know, off the beaten path is the correct term, but it's going to be a lot quieter than what you're going to find in West Bay. I hope you had an amazing time enjoying the views from French Cay. I know I had a wonderful day playing at the beach, and so do my kids. They want to live there. They never want to go home. Please let me know if there's any other places that you'd like to see. Check in for next week, and we're going to go through the mangroves and learn all about pirates.